afternoon. Dude, someone blew up my Discord server with a bunch of memes. Hello, Butterscotch. How are you? Hello, Network Bib. How are you? How are you guys doing? Good? I know it's been a minute since I saw you guys last time. Let's see. I'm here trying to learn about the Discord API. Alright. Discord has been alerted. We may commence. All good. Good, man. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear it. Much better than the alternative. The Discord API. I was trying to learn about this last night. And I was looking at their getting started documentation. And it doesn't look like this goes through how to use their WebSocket API. And that's kind of what I'm most interested in. Title. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know Nightbot did that. That's very cool. Butterscotch knows way more about this thing than I do. Building Discord bot. Yeah, I kind of thought it'd be fun to build one to learn. Yeah, we installed Nightbot yesterday, I think. Butterscotch recommended to me yesterday, and we just set it up right there on the stream. Yeah, I thought it might be fun to build a Discord bot just to learn a little bit about how the Discord service works. I thought like it was going to be super simple. Like my idea is basically when somebody joins my server, I just have a custom welcome, like a custom greeting message that gets posted back. But they have two APIs. They have a REST API and they have what they call their gateway API. And I'm more interested in using the gateway API. I am drinking a protein shake. It's a Premier protein shake. It's coffee flavored. It's very good. Butterscotch. I believe Nightbot can do that if you set it up for your Discord channel, which is where I'm kind of debating if, like, should I spend the time to learn how to build my own Discord bot, or should I just leverage all the other bots that have been written out there, like Nightbot? But part of me, like, I feel like building a Discord bot is like a canonical coding experience, learning experience. So I feel like I should just do some learnings for the fun of it. Hello, Azim. How are you, man? Good to see you. CJ, yo, it's me again. Oh, CJ, are you the one that was spamming the memes in there? Nice. Sorry, CJ. I missed your message earlier. I did not miss your memes in the Discord, though. Red Fools Game Dev. We should collaborate. What would you like to collaborate on, Red Fools Game Dev? Network Bib. I'm almost finished with the base for the AI script. Well, that's wonderful, dude. Way to make progress. That's awesome. See, most events are only available via gateway connections. So that's kind of what I want to do. Webhook events are sent to your app's webhook event URL. What, let's see. Find the list of webhook events. Huh, there's not a ton of webhook events. Let's see. Gateway events are the primary way apps can listen and send events. Most events related to resources in Discord, like updates to channels, guilds, roles, and messages, are only available. Are guilds what Discord refers to as servers? Discord guilds. What are Discord guilds? On Discord, a guild is a small, exclusive server where people who regularly play games together collaborate, compete, hang out. Huh. Yeah, so I think I want to learn how to use the gateway is what I want to learn how to do. The Gateway API lets apps open secure Websocket connections with Discord to receive events about actions that take place in a server/guild. It says interacting with the gateway can be tricky, but there are community-built libraries. Like, why doesn't Discord just make a library? I saw a ton of people building with this. Discord.js, tons of tutorials with this. But I kind of want to write it in C#. But I kind of also want to try to implement it myself. Azim, my manager finally changed my project to development. You remember I asked you for advice? Yes, I remember that, Azim. That's awesome, dude. So you were kind of more on the data side, like data science, data analytics side, Azim, right? And then you had kind of mentioned that maybe you wanted to do something that was more engineering related or development related. So that's awesome, dude. Fantastic. I'm super happy for you. Red Fool's Game Dev. Let's teach some coding. Okay, yeah, man. Let me know. I'm sure we can come up with something. Network Bib. Can you give a good name for my AI like Jarvis, Friday, and Edith from the Iron Man movies? How about Charles? Network Bib. Would Charles be a good name for an AI? Sounds very formal. CJ, I probably changed my YT name to my Discord name. You can if you want. I think you can also just change your Discord name. I think you can change your Discord name per server. But it really doesn't bother me if they don't match. I didn't know that was you spamming memes. Network Bib, like the stream or I'll find you. Butterscotch, like. Okay, now we're doing Nightbot commands. Hello, Elias. How are you, man? Butterscotch, no like command, I guess. Oh, should there be a like command? How do you do? What would we do? What would we make the like command do? I mean, we can add one. I don't know if that's a thing though. Network Beb says, I'm not going to name my AI Charles. It sounds like a donkey. Okay, fair enough, dude. You don't have to. Butterscotch, you can add a message maybe? Yeah, I could do that, and maybe a link or something. Dusk, are you left-handed? I am not left-handed. I am right-handed. I throw with my right hand. I catch with my left. Which is kind of interesting, right? Because, like, if you ever played baseball, right, this idea that, like, you're better at throwing a ball with your right, but, like, catching a baseball is a pretty tricky thing, right? It takes, like, good hand-eye coordination. So it's kind of interesting that, I don't know, it's interesting that you wouldn't be able to do both of those activities with either arm equally well. I guess you probably just have to practice more. Butterscotch, everyone is left-handed. Hey, are we gonna go there? I don't know, man. Butterscotch, you can add oh no, I already read that one. Arkin, hello Arkin, how are you, man? Good to see you again. Your day going well? My day's gone pretty good. It's super nice weather here. It's like 60 something degrees. It's a little windy, but for the most part, super nice. Just gonna check what I was just out there. I just took a little walk around the block. 64. Supposed to have a high of 67. Where I live, you kind of have to enjoy the nice weather because you get like 3 days of it, and then it's blistering heat. Oh, the AI name. Okay, so you don't want your AI to be named Charles. That's fine. How about I'm looking around my house. How about Dean or Frank or Sammy? How about that? I looked at this C# Discord library last night when I was kind of poking around at this. But I'm not sure how I feel about it. It looks kind of complicated. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe I try to implement the WebSocket connection myself just so I understand. And then maybe I fall back to a library. So this is the connection life cycle you have to manage if you do this yourself. So you make a connection to the WebSocket endpoint. You get the hello event. Then you have to send heartbeats. Let's see. If eligible, open new connection and resume. Otherwise, re-identify. I don't know. I've never actually implemented something like this, so I don't know. The whole reason I do this is to learn, so let's I guess let's just make like a little console app to like a playground. Make dir Discord playground. .NET new console. What do I want to call this? I guess we'll just call this Discord playground. I know, real original. Actually, remove Discord playground. Okay. Well, we'll see what we're going to do here. We'll see if we can figure this out. Network bib, it's 23 degrees here. What's 23 degrees Celsius? That's only 73 degrees Fahrenheit. That's not hot, is it? That's nice. It's like perfect. Arkin, I'm fine. Just about to start my grind. Nice, Arkin. Get it. Network bib, make it sound good. I don't know what name you would think sounds good. Hello, Bacon. Yeah, so, Bacon, I'm not really doing anything with MCP today. I've kind of had this idea kicking around my head about creating a Discord bot that does like a custom like welcome message when people join my Discord. Mainly because, I mean, I'm sure there's already tools out there that let you do that, but mainly because I've never built anything with the Discord API, and so I don't know, sounds like a fun project. So I started poking around in their documentation yesterday, and it seems kind of complicated to use their WebSocket API unless you use like an existing library. But I kind of want to understand how to do this. So I think I might try to implement what they've got here. So we have to use it. We have to get the WebSocket endpoint that we're going to connect to. The endpoint does not require authentication. Fair enough. So I'm just going to do this all in one file for now because I don't really understand how it all works yet. So we do var, actually make a constant and call it Discord. I was going to say Discord API URL. I honestly don't know what their base. Nope, I don't want to show you my applications. I want your documentation. I probably could have guessed this, couldn't I? Discord.com/API. Real original. Okay, and then... Oh, whoops. I need the type. And then we're going to need var Websocket URL. This is going to be string.empty for now. This is going to complain. That's fine. We can use the explicit. Alright, so first things first, we need to make a request to the Discord API URL base to its gateway endpoint. And we're going to get something like this back. That's fine. So we'll say... Oh, actually, we can just... We don't even need to do that. We can just do HTTP client equals Discord. Discord... Like a REST client, I guess? Yeah. And then we'll set the base URL here. I'm gonna have to make a .NET new editor config. Network bib. Do you like knack your fingers to make the fingers pop? Do that with your toes for once. It feels good. It relieves a lot. Are you telling me to pop my fingers and toes? That's hilarious. Let's see. Here's an idea. Make it filter the good memes from the bad memes. Hey, that's not a bad idea. Or like at least rate the memes. That'd be kind of fun. We could have it collect the memes from the meme channel, send it to one of the LLMs and ask it to rate it. What's up, Vals? How are you? Let's see. Look in Discord projects. I got a cool as fuck name for the AI. All right. I thought maybe Arise. All right, go for it, man. It's your project, dude. Arise. I don't know if that seems as conversational as like Jarvis, right? It's like, Arise, get me the weather. It doesn't sound quite as butlery as Jarvis does, but it's your project, man. I say roll with it. If you like it, roll with it. I don't think tab sizes should be ever bigger than 2. All right. So the first thing we'll do is we'll say, oh yeah, we should probably use a using here, shouldn't we? And then we'll say var Websocket Websocket. Let's just do var gateway response equals await Discord REST client dot get async. And I think it was just gateway, wasn't it? I'm gonna fix that. I'm not a fan of explicit types myself. Anybody here write C# and use explicit typing? I do not. Let's see, using. Okay, we're gonna go back to what's new HTTP client. I need to fix my editor config file. Okay, there's something in here that's like var. Yeah, I need to turn all these to true suggestion. True suggestion. True. There we go. Then we have to restart NeoVim. This is the best. I swear, if you guys like protein shakes and if you like coffee, this right here, like if anybody knows somebody that works at Premier Protein, please put them in touch with me. I'm not sure I'm their target demographic, but I would like to be sponsored. I should probably just do like a quick LinkedIn search, huh? And just figure out like who's the brand manager for Premier Protein. Let's see. Premier. No, I do not want LinkedIn Premium. Premier Protein brand manager. And I should just like send them a, let's see, brand at Premier Protein. She's based in San Francisco. The good energy people. Yeah, see, I should just send her a DM on LinkedIn and be like, hey, I have a stream. I have a YouTube channel. And I'd really like it if you just sent me free protein drinks. I mean, the worst they can do is say no, you know? It's like the worst thing that can happen. And then we're going to get back a response that looks like this. So let's... so if gateway response dot is success, then we will do one of two things. We will say let's just print for the first. Otherwise, yeah, I know it's high quality code right there. High quality code. This is my process though. When I don't know how to do something, this is where I start. I just start kind of hacking around, trying to get like the minimal, you know, the minimal, what would you call it? The minimal viable solution. Let's see, .NET, .NET Run. See what happens here. Okay, it was not found. So do I not have, oh. Okay. Well. That should just work, right? I mean, that's... There's nothing fancy to it, is there? I wonder if I have to set some headers or something. Let's see. Authenticating with the Discord can be done. I don't need to authorize. This doesn't need authorization. Yes, this endpoint does not require authentication. API versioning. Discord exposes different versions of our API. You should specify which version to use. Oh, okay. That's why. Oh my gosh, I have caps lock on. Now let's try again. Still. What am I missing here? Like if I just curl HTTPS Discord / API / v10 / gateway. Oh, whoops. Discord.com. Okay, that worked. So what am I... Doing something wrong. This should be really simple. I don't know. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble. Let's see. We can do URI, and I think we can specify the kind, right? We can say gateway, and then we can say URI kind dot relative. I think like that. Oops, that's not what I want to do. There we go. Okay, now we got it working. Hold on, let me. Butterscotch could have used .motion. Yeah, I'm lazy, aren't I? It's Butterscotch looking for sponsors? Oh yeah, for sure. I'll take some sponsors. Why not? Pizarro, have you ever tried Helix editor? I have not. The last editor I tried was Zed, and I wasn't super impressed. But I do have. It's funny you say that. Let's see. If I go to, let's see, NVim, OneDrive, desktop. I do have this list of things I want to try on stream, and Helix is indeed on there, but I haven't tried it yet. Is it good, Pizarro? Arkin, minimal viable product. Yeah, I mean, it's not even so much as a minimal viable product. It's more like a minimal viable solution. You know, it's more like, I don't know how any of this shit works, and I just need to kind of build a mental model of it, right? And so what I usually start doing is I just start writing kind of exploratory code. Okay, var web gateway response data equals await gateway response dot content dot read from JSON. We're just going to declare a little record down here. We're going to call it gateway. It's called gateway DTO, and it just has one value. That's a string, and I think it's, what was it? URL. And I think I have to do, don't I have to do like property JSON name, JSON property name, I think is what I have to do. Is that right? There we go. DTO. Yeah, you like all that if else there? Oh, I hate if else statements so much. This is painful. Alright. OWC.NET run. There we go. Okay, so we have this is our WebSocket. Alright, so if we've gotten to this point, we now have the WebSocket address at this point. So if we go back to that diagram, where's that diagram at? Crap, I lost it. There we go. So this is basically, we've done step 1. Oh no, we've done like step 0. So now we need to do step 1. We need to establish a connection with the gateway. And we're gonna need a WebSocket client to do that. So we're gonna say var Discord. Yep, just like that. And then we'll connect. Sorry, I missed some of your guys' messages. Butterscotch Helix is terminal-based editor built with Rust, I guess, similar to NeoVim, but it does some things differently and does not have plugin ecosystem. Well, that might be a deal breaker, but I'd still like to try it, you know? Never hurts to try it. Hello, Unique UX. How are you? Pablo, can you give a rundown on what's happening? I get learning the API. What's the other windows for? Custom editor? So this window is NeoVim. And then I'm just running my code in the other tab is the only thing I'm doing over there. And then as far as like what we're doing is I think you already said I'm learning about Discord's API at the moment. Unique UX. I keep hearing about MCP servers now. My video editor told me his other client is doing a video on it. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's actually what got me interested in it. Unique UX was like, it seemed like every post on X or LinkedIn was like, a new MCP server has been built for XYZ thing. That's what sparked my interest in it. Pablo, so you can customize NeoVim? Yeah, I mean, you can customize it like to the nth degree. To the nth degree, man. It's crazy. But what Butterscotch said too, there's a couple, the one I always hear about, there's a couple like out of the box frameworks or starter packs for NeoVim. I've had people recommend, is it Lazy? No, it's Kickstart. Kickstart? I've had a ton of people recommend this to like get up and running with NeoVim. This is not what I did, but I've had a ton of people recommend this. So maybe check that out if you're interested. Unique UX, you are making a Discord clone. That was my first ever comment. Or you're using Discord API. I'm not making a Discord clone. That sounds too ambitious for me. I'm just trying to figure out how I could build like the simplest of bots. I've never done anything with Discord's API before, so I'm just gonna try to figure out how to do the simplest of bots. But I'm trying to not use a library to do it. I'm trying to implement managing this WebSocket connection myself. I don't know how far I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna do my darndest to do it, but I saw a lot of people building Discord bots with something called Discord.js. This seemed like it was super popular. Oh, and look, it's powered by Vercel. Yeah, this seemed really, really popular for people built. And I'm guessing the vast majority of Discord bots in the world are probably built with this library because they make it. I mean, they have a really nice API. Like right here, like this. This is what you use to get a client, like a WebSocket client, set up. Like this is so much more elegant than whatever the hell is happening over here in this API. Yeah, I don't know. This is a C# SDK, and there's way more shit going. There's so much extra stuff that's happening in this documentation that's so unnecessary. It's like 99% of people just want something like this, right? So we'll see. We'll see how far I get before I throw in the towel and just go back to Discord.js. All right. So does this have a? I don't think so. I'm not gonna set any options on it because I don't know what options I need. Let's see. We're gonna say await Discord WebSocket client connect. Yes. And then we want to say Discord WebSocket client dot receive async. I think I need to set up like a while loop at this point. Let's see. I've never actually used the let's see. C# create WebSocket connection. Unique UX. Oh, I want to make headless multi-step AI form. Multi-step. I always try to do the easiest thing first. Yeah, that's how I am. I always easiest thing. Well, I should say I always try to do the easiest thing first for whatever problem I'm trying to solve. So the easiest thing would probably be to use Discord.js, but I'd like to write it in C#. And so I feel like the easiest path forward is just to understand how to manage the connection and then go from there. So like all this code I'm writing is definitely not production ready code. Like I'll have to figure out how to wrap this into into a much more hostable app. But for now, this is what I'm starting with. Pablo, great stuff. Looking forward to new content. Just sub so I don't miss anything. Oh, nice, Pablo. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I usually stream like once or twice a day. Then I'll usually like chop up pieces of the stream into shorts. And then probably once a week-ish or so, I'll try to make a video. I haven't been as consistent with making videos. But whenever I feel like I have something to share, I'll make a video. But nice to have you along for the ride, man. Appreciate you. All right, where was I? I was trying to figure out how I do this. Let's see. Writing WebSocket server in C#. Why does MDM have a C#? Oh my god, it's using a TCP server or TCP client to do this. This must be super old. This article probably hasn't been touched in forever. TCP listener class. I've never even used that. I've never heard of that. I've never used that. See, a different... Why is my browser so small? Okay, so I know how to connect. Let's see if I don't know, let's see if Gemini can help me. I'm trying to create a WebSocket connection in C# using the WebSocket client. How do I create the connection and then just wait for messages? I'm thinking I need some sort of while loop, right? That's like while client connection not closed, read messages. Start a task to listen for messages in the background. Keep the main thread alive until the user presses enter. Okay. So I think what I'm looking for here is while Discord WebSocket dot 8 is not, what is this? WebSocket state. While it's not closed, read messages, huh? Or receive async. This takes an array segment. Unique UX. Yeah, that was dense. Gemini output a lot of dense code right there. Unique UX, no coffee, no sub. I swear, man, like this counts as coffee, right? Like coffee protein shake, that's gotta count. Like we have to include that. He's using Gemini LL. We got you. Yeah, you did. Abu, you are new to Socket. I have never used the raw client WebSocket in C#. I've always used, anytime I've ever worked with WebSockets in C#, I've always used SignalR because I was also using SignalR on the front end. So yeah, so this is a little bit of learning experience on how the WebSocket client works in C# for me. Butterscotch, I think Discord JS is calling you. Yeah, I mean, definitely that would be easier, right? I mean, we'd probably already have something up and running at this point based on those code snippets we saw. So this, I need a buffer for this. So let's say var buffer equals, we'll just do that. And then let's see, receive result dot I don't know, message type. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be switching on here. What is this? All right, let's see. If that looks reasonable. So if the message is WebSocket message type dot close, yes, if it's close, then we'll close. Yes. And then what's this? Oh, status description. Else, we're going to read the message. Let's see. Indicates the number of bytes that the WebSocket received. Decodes a sequence of bytes from the specified byte array into a string. So we'll basically read from the beginning of the buffer to whatever length we got from the message. And then we'll try to write the message. All right, let's see if this blows up on me. Here we go. So we did receive a message. Now I think it's the connection's still open, but we haven't got anything back. Let's see. I think at some point Discord is supposed to, hold on, let me find the Discord documentation. I have too many windows. At some point they're supposed to send. Okay, so we received the hello event, which is opcode 10. Yeah. So opcode 10, and that's the interval at which we're supposed to send a heartbeat back to them. So Discord sends the app a hello opcode event containing a heartbeat interval in milliseconds. Start the heartbeat interval, app must send a heartbeat event, then continue to send them every heartbeat interval until the connection is closed. If an app doesn't receive a heartbeat acknowledge, it should close the connection and reconnect. Discord may send the app a heartbeat opcode of 1, in which case the app should send a heartbeat event immediately. The inner D, excuse me. Ooh, something got me. Unique UX. Is building a backend with Next bad? Anyone? No, Next.js is good. I'm assuming you're talking about Next.js, right? Unique UX. I think what Butterscotch said about security, I don't know, Butterscotch. Do you think that's a fair criticism? Arkin, thank you. Bless you. I appreciate that. Like, Next.js was kind of in the news the other day because they had a vulnerability in their middleware. But it was only an issue if you were self-hosting Next.js. And I don't know how many Next.js developers are actually self-hosting on their own VPS. I think the vast majority of people building with Next.js are probably deploying it to Vercel. Not everyone can write secure Next.js API route. That's fair, but I would say not everybody can write secure Express or Node code either. You know, I think unique UX. I think if you want to write a backend with Next.js, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think the one question you should ask yourself is, what do you want to do with your backend, right? Because in its simplest form, Next.js API routes are really functions. And so there are some limitations to what you can do in one of those API routes. Like I think there's a timeout. There's a pretty low timeout. Next.js function timeout. Yeah, 10 seconds, I think. If your API call runs longer than 10 seconds, it's an issue. So I guess it just depends on what you want to do with that backend. I feel like if you're just doing like simple API calls off to some third-party service, or maybe you're hitting a database somewhere externally or something like that, it's probably fine. But if you're going to do anything that's like computationally intensive, right? Or maybe you're making a lot of LLM calls, right? Like if you're talking to some LLMs and they're gonna take a little while to respond, right? Maybe you have some big giant prompt or something like that. You might end up running into some hurdles with Next.js. If I wasn't going to use Next.js Unique UX, I think I'd probably recommend Hano.dev. Unique UX. I just want to do it for educational purposes. Backend programming is a modern beginner's approach. Yeah, I would say yeah, explore building something with Next.js so that you can kind of get a feel for what you can do in their API routes, in their I mean, essentially these API routes become functions, serverless functions in most cases. I would probably explore that, but then I'd also explore writing something with Hano.dev. Like I wouldn't even do Express anymore. I would probably always start on Hano.dev now. I think this. I've only written one thing with this, but this was a far better experience than Express, in my opinion. And it works with it works with Node, it works with Dino, it works with Bun. You can run it on Cloudflare. You can run it on you can use it wherever you want. But I might explore Hano.dev. I also want to do headless components. Headless. What do you mean by headless components? Arkin a lot. I think OG third world countries too broke for Vercel. In my country, next is the new meta, the wood plane of cargo cult. But yeah, I mean, Unique UX, if it's for learning, I would do both. You don't have anything to lose, right? Trying to do both. I also just realized I've been live for an hour. That went really quick. Let's see. Okay, so yeah. So basically, we need okay, I'm just going to summarize my learnings. So step 0, we need to get the gateway URL. Step 1, we need to connect the URL, connect to the WebSocket URL. And then at this point, we need to start listening for messages. Step 2, start listening for the hello opcode. Okay, and then this is where we need to do make sure we receive the hello opcode. If we don't receive it, well, yeah, why wouldn't we receive it? Yeah, I don't know why we wouldn't receive it, but if we don't receive it, we should probably close the connection. If we don't receive it, we should close the connection. If we do receive it, we need to extract the refresh or the heartbeat interval and start sending heartbeats. I'll probably work on this some off stream too, so it's likely the next time I bring this back up on stream, I will have more progress made. I don't understand what the inner D key is the last sequence of numbers received by the client. What does that mean? does that mean, hold on, let's go back over here. Let's run this one more time. Is that, I think it means these, the last 3 digits of this. Oh no, it's this. It's this property. So whenever we get, so it'll be null to begin with, and then the next heartbeat to receive, it should have a value. If you have not received one yet, send null. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right, cool. All right. Well, this is going to be fun. It's probably not going to be fun to figure out how to do this like in a very resilient way, but so far that's fun. Let's see, unique UX. Yeah, I look, or the functions and data is coded, and I can add a different front end. Yeah, you should be able to do that with Hano, unique UX, because your backend, I mean, your backend can be deployed completely separate, right? I mean, if you're going to build an API layer, and you can just, as long as the front end understands what your API endpoints return, you can paint it on the screen. So you should be able to swap out front ends as you feel like you want to. If that's what you're after, unique UX, I would highly recommend not to use Next.js API endpoints, because then you will be tightly coupled to your backend. Your front end and your backend will be tightly coupled. So I would probably build the API layer in something like Express or Hano, deploy it separately, and then build. You can still build your front end with Next.js, but then you can swap it out pretty readily. You'll need to have some services, right, on the front end. Like, you know, you'll have like let's say you have like a tasks API. You'll need like a task service on the front end that knows how to call that API and get the JSON data or whatever. Unique UX, yeah, I would sell the front ends. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's probably what I would do, is like you have like your API layer, and then you have some front end code that's essentially like a bunch of client SDKs for your API, right? That these clients, all the services know how to do is talk to the API, get the data, and return the data. And those services you're probably going to inject into the front end. You know, like in Vue or React, you're going to use whatever framework specific stuff allow you to inject those services into your components where you need them. You fetch the data from the back end and then paint it on the screen. Spitzlepit v2.0. Hi, hello Spitzlepit v2.0. Hello. And that's actually, I mean, that's very much unique UX. That's very much the architecture that I usually follow when I build something like that. I've got a good example repo that kind of illustrates this. It's not using TypeScript, but it's a similar idea where, let me find it. What's it called? Yeah, let's start with the eval lab. This is a good example. So I basically have a client, and then I have an API, right? And then my client's just a Vue app. And so in my Vue app, I have some services, right? And basically each one of these services just knows how to get whatever resource it's responsible for getting from the backend. So like in this case, pipeline service. All the pipeline service knows how to do is to create a pipeline at this point, right? And then the API on the back end is literally just it's just a JSON API. It just has a bunch of endpoints that return a bunch of endpoints that just return JSON data or accept JSON data to create things. So the idea being, you have like an API layer that's always deployed, and you can talk to it from whatever front end, and then you're going to have some library code in your front end that's basically JavaScript that knows how to call those APIs, and then you just wrap it in whatever components or front end framework that you'd want to. But yeah, I think that sounds like a great idea. Sounds like a great way to make money. Sell pretty front ends. Hello, Sam. How are you, man? Doing well? Unique UX. Yeah, I don't understand this yet. That's why it's so interesting to me. Yeah, totally, dude. I totally get it. I'm not probably explaining it the best, but that's so you'd have let's see, you'd have like, here's my API, right? And then you're gonna have some sort of like JS lib, right? This is probably the piece that you want to be able to share between your front ends, right? And the JavaScript libraries, this JavaScript lib knows how to talk to the API, right? So this is basically like a bunch of methods that wrap a bunch of fetch calls and return data. And then you'd have a bunch of front ends, right? That can be, this could be a Vue front end. This could be a React front end. This could be a vanilla front end. Like that. And then these front ends would just talk to your API through this JavaScript library, right? Something like this. And maybe it's actually more like this. I don't know which one looks better. But you get what I'm saying. Like you do some sort of like npm install of this JS lib into each one of these projects. Yeah. That's probably the way I would approach it. Sam, ooh, C#. Unique UX, very nice visualization. I appreciate it. Yeah, I hope that's helpful. Yeah, you'd have like, I can picture this in my head though. Unique UX. This sounds like a really nice way to approach it. You have an API deployed. You have some JavaScript package or an npm package that you publish that's basically client code to talk to those APIs, and then in your front ends you just install that client code and call it, and you're off to the races. Sam said, ew, C#. C#'s wonderful, Sam. But not everybody has to like everything. Very nice visualization. Or no, Elias, are you explaining AI? No, we're talking about Unique UX brought up a kind of an interesting idea about basically being able to swap out front ends. Like you could have one backend API, and then you'd have some client code that calls those APIs, and then you could just build front ends for people that talk to that back end and just sell the front ends, right? But have all the business logic and all that stuff just reusable, essentially, right? That's basically what we're talking about. Butterscotch, creating a wrapper for backend API is interesting. Yeah, I mean that's essentially what you're doing, right? Like it's basically like Discord, right? Discord has a public API, and then they don't provide, I don't know why, but Discord doesn't seem to provide any client SDKs themselves. But you can imagine or like Stripe. Stripe's a good example, I think, right? Stripe's a good example to look at because Stripe has a publicly accessible API, right? Stripe API docs. They have a public accessible API at this URL, and they have a bunch of client code, right? They have a Node.js client package, which is kind of what I was talking about, Unique UX, right? Where he would publish, he doesn't even have to share it. It could just be for his use only. but some client package that knows how to talk to that API, and then you just install that in any project you want. Chiton, hello, how are you? Sir Robert Downey Sr. Nice username, bro. Why Windows? Cause it's baller. You know? I mean, why anything else? Why not Windows? No, I understand. I understand why you're asking that. Primarily because I was a Mac user, and then when it was time to get a new computer, I had 2 kids, and I had 2 kids. My wife wasn't working. I was the sole provider, and so it didn't make a whole lot of sense to spend $1,500 on a MacBook that was like 8 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of SSD. The money just seems to go further with Windows laptops. So that's why I made the switch, and I've just stuck with it since then. Unique UX. I want to do it with forms, multi-step forms for different verticals, complete by adding AI as well. Yeah, I think you could. I think you definitely could do that, unique UX. You could probably even make you could probably make some of these components sort of reusable and themable. Personalized client onboarding AI forms. Yeah, I think it's totally within the realm of possibility, man. But yeah, I think if that's what you're wanting to do, I would definitely look at building your backend in something that's standalone and completely agnostic from whatever your front end is built in, right? So I would definitely look at Express or Hano, or if you want to do it in Python, I think the couple big frameworks over there are like Django, Fast API. I think there's a Fast API package for Python. That's probably what I would do. Well, fellas, I gotta head back to work. Lunchtime's over. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I know I didn't get a lot done. I did learn, though. I do feel like I've got a good mental model now of what I'm doing to talk to the Discord API. So we'll see. We'll see where that lands. I don't know how far I'll take that project. I'll at least take it. I'll at least get it deployed somewhere. You know? I think even if it's just a small little Discord bot and all it does is post a welcome message, that's fine. Those are good learnings. Unique UX. Python doesn't scale, though. I hear. I think I wouldn't worry too much about that. I think that's an invalid critique. I think Python can scale. There's some pretty big services and companies that use Python as a backend. So I wouldn't let that stop you if that's what you wanted to build it in. Sir Robert, I meant can switch to GUN/Linux with existing hardware. Windows 11 telemetry and spying isn't haunting you. Yeah, I guess I'm not so worried about whatever the impression is of Windows 11 spying on people. I haven't heard this. I've had a couple people make that claim. And no, it's not haunting me. I could switch to Linux, but I don't really see the point, because I have the ability to access VPSs whenever I'd like to. You know, if I want to go over into the Linuxy world, I can get over there really quick. So I don't really feel a need. And if I switch to Linux, Sir Robert Downey Sr., I think I would end up having to have 2 machines. I'd have to have a machine that's dev workflows, and then I'd have to have a machine that's for like productivity and content creation. But I could be wrong. Harold DeFree. Hello, bro. Hello, Harold. Bro, you look cool. Are you using Golang or Python? I don't know either of those. I know Python. I don't know Golang particularly well. I started to try to learn a little bit about Golang. I've written like, I don't know, maybe 500 lines of code, but mostly just going through the tutorials. So, but maybe one day I'll be a Golang developer. a Go developer. Unique UX. I have a Linux machine. Yeah, I mean, with WSL2, I don't know. I don't feel the need to have a Linux daily driver at the moment. With WSL2 and having my own VPSs, I don't know. I don't feel the need. Razzie, the slippery bricklayer. That is the most random comment. Sam, aka all hail Microsoft. Yes, all hail Microsoft. I don't know, man. I think pretty highly of the dev division at Microsoft. I know there's other parts of the Microsoft organization that are not so great, but Butterscotch PewDiePie is on Linux now. I saw that too. I saw that from a Primogen video. I saw the video of Primogen reacting to PewDiePie being on Linux. So maybe then content creation and productivity could be a thing on Linux. Maybe I just need to give it a go. Who knows? All right, guys, I gotta bounce before I start getting Slack messages. Where the hell are you? But I hope you guys have a good. I hope you guys have a good Tuesday. If it's already Wednesday for you, I hope you have a good Wednesday. And I will likely see you tomorrow at some point, or maybe in the comments of a video, or if you're interested in joining our Discord, there is a Discord. Harold says, I know it. You look like someone who touche plants, or maybe touches plants. See you, Unique UX. See you later. See you, Sam. See you, Arkin. See you, Butterscotch. Bye, Razzie. Bye, Harold. See you, Sir Robert Downey Sr. All right. Bye, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.